Welcome. It's another day in the life. So it's currently 6:20 a.m. I've been trying for some reason, I don't know why, to wake up earlier every single day. It's not worth it at all, given the fact that we are in Dubai and right now it's 3 a.m. back in London, which means it's not even midnight back in New York. The London session is opening in 5 hours, but this gives me 5 hours to work on other things besides trading. So let's get to it. Okay, so we got our coffee. We have the beautiful, beautiful view. Do you know when most people that get any kind of success, they say, oh, I'm still chasing that productivity I had back when I was in the beginning stages. And let me tell you, it's true. It happens. It's ridiculous. But yeah, right now I'm back on the grind of waking up very early. I've been feeling in the flow. I've been feeling productive, and that's what matters. Now, a quick sip of the coffee. Cheers. Let's get to work. It's 7 a.m. in London, which means 1 hour away from London session opening. So let's do a market breakdown. So by the end of this day in the life, I will also explain to you why yesterday I longed pound dollar and I did not long euro dollar. Okay, so I am getting a lot of work done. As I said, it's only 4 hours after I woke up, but I basically have already done everything I needed to do today, which means that this afternoon we are able to enjoy a little bit. So keep that in mind. This day in the life is going to be good. And let me show you the charts. So we are starting to have the bearish move that I was expecting in the beginning of the day. Now let's see if we sweep the lows and when do we start reacting bullish, or even if we start reacting bullish. So right now I am just waiting. Okay, so we have a little bit of an update in the market. So as I'm watching Riz interview the biggest payout in the prop firm industry, I am seeing pound dollar completely reverse this move. So as I expected, so move lower followed by the reversal. Right now what I'm doing is I'm waiting for the 15-minute candle to close. That would also take us into London session. That would give us the 1 hour candle close, and once the 1 hour candle closes, I will be looking for longs and I will be looking to put a position in this area. Okay, so this is personally why I like to wait for my time window to trade. So if I show you right now, the market right by the end had a very, very big push lower. And now you might say, well, but that is still bullish, blah, blah, blah. And it's true. So this, I'm not in this trade yet. And I do believe that the market will react bullish from here. But now that we have a London session, I want to see the market starting to break higher after a little bit of a move lower, starting to break higher, something like this, before I enter. And what that is going to look like is that instead of trying to catch the low and trying to see where the market is going to close right here, I would rather wait for the market to impulse up, and after impulse up, giving me the confirmation that the market is actually bullish, and then I can target that high. And instead of entering with a 22 pip stop, if I had my entry right there, I'm actually going to enter in a smaller stop, and I will have the same risk to reward, or even better risk to reward, while waiting for confirmation. And a lot of traders are unprofitable because they simply can't wait for confirmation. Most of my entries are confirmation entries. I don't enter on reversals. They are the highest risk. Obviously, you're going to have also sometimes a better reward. If this is the case, understand, okay, the market is not yet showing me exactly what I want to see. London session might manipulate right now, and so I will just wait. Okay, so I have just entered in the position. You can see it here on MetaTrader. You can see it here on the charts. So I am aiming for, as I said, for the market to go towards So stop loss is down here, 19 pips, and the TP is going to be at 37 for a nice 1 to 2 hours. So let's see. 15-minute candle just closed, and it closed as I wanted it to close, which means that it inverted these fair value gaps right here. So this trade looks good. Let's see if I don't regret this. Okay, so while I had lunch and while I was doing stuff, the trade went all the way down towards the extreme right here, where we have the inverted fair value gap and the fair value gap on the 15-minute, and now it's starting to break to the upside. This was around 80% drawdown if I'm not mistaken. Now, by the way, I don't think that this is a win or even a reduced loss yet, because I haven't managed the trade. And notice how this 1 hour candle does not have any manipulation. This is something I don't like to see, because it can still in the next 45 minutes completely reverse and start going to the downside. So because of that, I'm being very, very careful with this trade. I'm not celebrating it. I don't think it's a win yet until a trade is a win. Okay, so the market is still moving to the upside. We still have some nice profits on the account. We can reduce the stops just a little bit into a little bit less risk, and that is it. So I reduced my stops just a little bit more. I said in the Telegram right there that not only am I still interested in longing EU, waiting for a London session, and then that I'm in on the inverted fair value gap, but now on the trades taken tab we have the still in right there, and now the stops reduced. Okay, so the trade is still going, but I gotta go. I actually find it funny when people are like, oh, Dubai's sick for going out. Man, I need to get pulled out of my house in order to actually leave. I would stay at home the whole day, just working. I don't know, I just love to work and procrastinate and YouTube. So we're going to the Dubai Mall, which is right here. Like that's the beauty of this apartment. I love it. Okay, so as we're having this short-term market shift, I'm going to be closing down the trade and possibly entering a little bit further down the line. If now during New York, the market starts moving lower a little bit towards the 1 hour fair value gap, and then we can re-enter. So there's one particular reason as to why I closed this trade, and I'm not really happy with it, but I'm going to break it down, and it's about this video, by the way. So let me quickly break it down. So you need to understand what emotion is, and emotion is simply the gap between reality and your expectation. So the bigger this gap, the larger amount of emotions you are going to have. So, for example, if I expect this trade to be a 2R and this trade ends up being a -1, this is where you become very, very emotional. But the best way to go about it is always expect the worst case scenario. So always expect the trade to be a -1R while the trade is not managed yet, because if you get a -1R, then there is no gap between your expectation and reality. But what ended up happening today is that I'm creating a little bit of external pressure that doesn't even exist. But because my expectation is I want this trade to be a winner, and there is always the possible reality that the trades either pull back to break even or pull back into a tiny loss, and me then thinking, oh, I could have taken this winner, blah, blah, blah. It creates this emotion that should not be there and would not be there if I was not making this video or if there wasn't much on the line. And this is important because You need to understand that that's the full source of your emotions. The source of your emotions is you believe that this trade is going to be a winner and the trade turns out to be a loser. If you always expect the worst case scenario for a trade to play out, then you'll have a higher likelihood of not feeling emotions. Keep that in mind. Let's keep going with work. Okay, so as we had exactly what I was waiting for, which is this move back lower towards the 1 hour fair value gap, closing the 1 hour fair value gap, and now this move higher, I'm actually back in longs, and let me show you on MetaTrader. So we are back in the longs. Okay, so now I am back on the trade. I have a live stream in 12 minutes inside of the Simple Trading Edge, and yeah, I'm going to do the live stream. We're going to report on this trade live and see how it goes. So I'll take you through a, how do you call it, a time lapse. Right now, by the way, I have managed my stops into 645, which is all the way down here, into minus 0.3. It was completely smashed. It had been completely smashed by 1 or 2 cars, and then on the video you can clearly see really nice. And I gotta say, it does feel good to do it with people watching, even though no one cares. Because listen, that's the reality. You also have to be true with yourself on the fact that no one cares about you. Okay, so I have just taken profits on the trade. That is the second trade of the day, exactly as forecasted. This trade was managed live with everyone on the Discord, and hey, very clean. We forecasted everything. Very nice 2.5 hour on the day. So great day so far. Locked in 2.5 hour. It was great. It's great in general to wait for the right market conditions, wait for the right trades, and then execute when the edge is there. Which you saw that happening from 0 into profits today. And okay, so we locked in 2.5R on pound dollar. Now it's time to trade ES live on YouTube. Okay, so live stream is over. It's already night. It's currently 6:40 and it's already night. That's the thing about Dubai. 6:40 is already night. Right now, I'm going to the gym. There was no entries on the live stream, but again, still crushed it today. So stick around. I'm going to the gym. Afterwards, I'm back and I'll do the trade recap of the trades that I took, and then we'll go about our day. You go about your day on the rest of the Saturday, and I'll go about my day. Fine? Fine. Okay, so just before going to the gym, listen, I'm already ready. I'm already rocking the gym clothing, but I saw a beautiful market shift on NASDAQ after we swept the lows. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm going to trade this. And spoiler, it was profitable. So first position I entered was down here. This was 5 contracts, and then the second position was all the way up here, which was another 5 contracts. And then up here I took the first partials, and now I'm letting the other ones run. So currently have $627 in profit, and we currently have total P&L of $1,100. So really nice trading day so far for myself. Can't really complain. Can you? So I crushed the market. So now we are going to crush my legs. My gym? Yeah, my gym. I have the most stylish backpack for the gym. Listen, when I see on Instagram people putting their stops to break even, I know that they're not a good trader. Keep that in mind. Good traders don't put their stops to break even based on, oh, I don't want to lose any money. You're unprofitable. You're gonna lose money either way. Okay, so I've just come back from the gym and energy going a little bit lower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the trade recap on all the trades that I took today. And then obviously going to leave the most important message for last. Okay, so let's jump into the trade recaps for you guys to see everything. Last day in the life was a loser. Today it was a really nice winner. So let's go and break down the charts. Okay, so let's do a trade recap for both trades that I entered on pound dollar. Very, very clean trades. This one obviously was one of the, it was from the two, the worst one, given the fact that I tried to be a little bit more aggressive, and that's why we got the drawdown. But I know that a lot of people inside of the Simple Trading Edge entered in the continuation, which was absolutely amazing to see. We had to move to the upside, then move back all the way down towards the 1 hour fair value gap that we mentioned still in this video, and then we had the move to the upside. So let me just get the fair value gap that is right here in white. So what I was looking for is, if we go back on the daily, what I was seeing is that the market was actually very, very bullish. And while everyone right now is trying to find a way to short pound dollar, I'm looking for reasons to continue longing. And by the way, if you want to continue having this daily bias, this daily direction, trade ideas, so on and so forth, check the first link in the description. It's a Simple Trading Edge. You can get that on a daily basis. So I was very, very bullish, and I was targeting what? My targets were this weekly order block right here, these up close candles. And you will check that that was actually where we reacted from. And so what I was looking at on today was that I wanted to see manipulation. Then I wanted to see the market turn in our favor. So this is my entry model. If I'm bullish, I want to see manipulation, market shift, and then the market moving to the upside. So what did we get? We get very big market shift right here. This is Frankfurt. Frankfurt gives us this market shift that then gives us this big reversal still during Frankfurt. So what I did, and I said this in the Discord, is I'm waiting for London session. Then London session starts right here on this candle, and we have this flip of the 5-minute fair value gap. To me, this was like, okay, we already have a little bit of a move lower. If this is going to be an impulsive day, I don't want to wait too much. So simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of a larger stop. Like, this is why most people fail, is because they're trying to squeeze their stops, but not allowing the direction to play out. I personally allowed the direction to play out. And so the market moved into drawdown. I, at one point, had 83% drawdown, and then the market started really impulsing higher. And as it was ranging around, I told you guys the reason why I exited this trade. It was because I had a little bit of pressure coming into today, because again, I don't want to scrap a day in the life, and I would never do it. And last one was a loss, so I want to enter any win. So because of what I said in the middle of the day in the life of emotions being the gap between reality and your expectation, I decided to just close the trade because I was expecting a bigger pullback, which we got directly after. We have the pullback, and where do we pull back to? We pull back to the 1 hour fair value gap, as I mentioned throughout the day in the life. By the way, like, the reason I'm really happy with this day in the life is that everything was forecasted. I said, okay, I'm looking for a little bit of a move lower and then for a move higher for me to execute on longs. What did we have? We had the move lower, followed very big impulse. I enter on the power of 3 of this candle, and then the market moves to the upside very cleanly to our TP, and then it reacts very bearish. Again, this is our weekly target. So very happy with the overall trades on pound dollar. And then on NQ, if you guys were watching the live stream, then you know exactly what I was waiting for. I was waiting for this big push lower. I was waiting for the market to show us where it wants to react from. It started sweeping the lows, and it had this big push to the upside. As soon as we had the push to the upside, I executed on the long. This was because of spreads. So this was the first long. I entered with a 45 handle stop, and then as the market started breaking to the upside, I entered once again. I scaled in, and this became my average position right
here, and then my stop loss was already again at 41. Actually, it was a little bit lower at 31, and then the market was just breaking to the upside. I decided to take profits a little bit at the close of this 1 minute fair value gap, and then just before going to the gym, I closed out for full position. So that is really it. The market did reach my full TP. Like, this was exactly the full TP that I had, and I talked about it on stream, which is going to be in the Kimmel Unscripted channel, by the way. And yeah, it was great trading day. I can't complain. I made $8,000 on pound dollar, $1,000 on NQ. So if I quickly go here, you guys are able to see total P&L 1,130. So that was great. So I'm very, very happy with my performance, and that's it. Let's go into the final message.
Okay, so we're coming to the end of the day in life, and thank you if you have watched this far. I hope you took some value from this, and obviously don't forget to like and subscribe. And as you can see, like, trading is not glamorous. I was constantly waiting for what I wanted to play out, and then I just executed, just as I said last time. And last day in the life, not only did I take a loss, but I also took slippage, right? It was worse than a loss, but this day in the life, we absolutely crushed it. So I'm very happy to be doing this video, and I'm happy that today was the day that I made this video, not only because I took the win and it feels good, I'm going to be honest, but also because you are able to see these ebbs and flows, and the fact that you can actually forecast the market. Like, everything was done to the T, exactly what I was forecasting from the beginning of the day until the end of the day. Everything, right? It's so important for you guys to see the reality of what this really looks like. I find it funny that people think that only the unprofitable traders are the real traders. Oh, I'm keeping it real because I'm showing you the losses. Well, what about keeping it real while showing the winners too, right? You can do both, because it's not just unprofitable traders that are doing content. And I want you guys to keep in mind that you can do it. You can do it if you can read the market, if you can understand market direction, and then just let the direction play out. Just put larger stops. How many of you make less percentage than me, but still use larger stops? How many, right? If you understand direction, you just need to enter with a large enough stop for you to be wrong as long as needed until the market then proves you right. Today was the perfect example of it. I was in 83% drawdown. 83% drawdown, and it still came back, and I still profited a great amount. So this is what I wanted to talk about in this video, and I hope you guys were able to take some value from this. If you did, like and subscribe, leave a comment. I would love to know what your biggest takeaway of this video is. And that is basically it. If you guys want to see more of these, then make sure to leave a comment saying that you want to leave more. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.